Yeah, okay, sir. Good afternoon to all. Thank you for your welcoming words, sir. First of all, I wish to convey my gratitude to M.S. Vavre, sir, Head Department of Mathematics, as well as Principal, sir. Rajastri Shagu Magavidyalaya Autonomous College, Latur. And I wish to invite all the students and dear colleagues to this webinar. Today, we are going to see mathematics is a core tool to learn machine learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning is belong to computer science department, madam. Why we are talking about machine learning here? This is the biggest question among you. But if you want to learn machine learning very properly, you should aware of some subjects in mathematics. Today we are going to see what are the subjects roles predominantly to learn machine learning. That is so important. Whatever you done in computer science field, the subject mathematics is a core base of such development. Please don't forget it. Without mathematics, we couldn't develop anything in computer field. So like today, we are going to see mathematics, a tool to learn machine learning. First, this is our today's scenario. Always we are working with the system. Always we are searching something, whatever it is. That searching may be a game. The searching may be for research. That searching may be for inviting some others, or maybe a chatting and whatever it is. But without computer, we couldn't live for a single day. So this is a present scenario. In this computer, we can make so many beautiful things. This computer is a biggest social media. It provides so many platforms to meet the person wherever they are, and whatever we want to collect, we can collect from them on from whatever it is located at. So computer is equipment. That's it. Using this equipment, you can develop, you can provide, and you can receive any good things from us, from others. This is so important. So in which way the system or the computer or the technology give that hands to us? That is very, very important. That equipment, that machine obviously provide plenty of good things to us. So whenever we take or whenever we move with the computer is very friendly, thus computer provides very good thing to us. So the about computer is a hardware thing. What is the happening in this computer is a software. This is our common understanding on this equipment. But using this equipment, you can done so many tasks very nicely. For example, today webinar is also, I'm here at Madurai, I'm at Madurai, but you are at your college or you are at your home. But we are connecting by technology through this equipment. So like this, machine learning is a very big, good field today. In this presentation, just I want to say what is machine learning. Next one, types of machine learning. Next, what are all the subject, mathematics subject roles predominantly to develop or to learn this machine learning? Why we need mathematics here? Next, if possible, we go to the last one, otherwise just leave, okay? First one, what is machine learning? We study so many programs like C, C++, Java and JavaScript and so on. Using C, C++, Java, just we perform some tasks, some operations, some arithmetic operations, some matrix operations, and just we writing some code. That is called coding. Okay, so we know what the task we are going to do. That is coding. Okay, C++ and Java, we are going to OOP concept, that is object oriented programming language. So apart from this programming language, we can enter into the applications. So JavaScript in the initial stage, JavaScript is used to write some applications. Whenever we open your Nokia 72, one screen is displayed, JavaScript with a teacups, heart T is displaying on that. So using this JavaScript, you can perform any game, any video games, any good app. Apart from that, machine learning is also the application of artificial intelligence. Today, the word artificial intelligence rules the world. If you want to find out some thief, go to the artificial intelligence. Just we say some features of that person, you can identify some sample of that person. Suppose you want to secure some important things in a museum or anywhere, go to artificial intelligence, go to IoT. So, what is the relation between this machine learning and artificial intelligence? Means machine learning is a subset of or is a inner thing of artificial intelligence or is a part of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. Already I told what is C, C++ and Java. These are all the codings. Apart from these codings, here we can use algorithms. So machine learning focuses on the development of computer programs that can access data and use it, learn for themselves. Okay, this is the machine learning. So machine learning only depends on algorithm. That algorithm may or may not be produce our desired result. If you didn't get your desired result, you can go to the another task or you can rewrite your algorithm. Okay, now these are the leading machine learning applications. First one is medical sector. If you want to know any inner disease or any unpredictable disease, we can marginate. Next, banking and stock market. Just go to your graph. Speech recognition. This is an important AI today. Suppose one anonymous call or one anonymous person call to some leaders, you can identify who is that. Okay, image recognition, again going to AI. Next, classification, clustering, just group the like or group the same features things. Next, regression, go to the regression, just linear regression and sample regression, whatever it is. Next, last one is the prediction. This is very important. Prediction, if your prediction is good, okay. If your prediction is not go to the reinforcement. Okay, this is some of the applications of machine learning. This is the places of deep learning, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Next, types of machine learning. First one is a supervised learning. Any one of the supervising thing is there. It may be a human or maybe a thing or maybe a system, maybe a net, whatever it is. Unsupervised. That learning lead by some person or something or some IoT, whatever it is. Semi-supervised learning means some part of the learning, some part of the algorithms are studied and someone is just for that. Unsupervised is just opposite to supervised learning. Last one is reinforcement learning. If you perform, whether you are going with supervised learning, semi-supervised or unsupervised, if you find any wrong prediction or if you get any wrong answer, just get a good thing and come back to same learning and learn the machine learning and write some algorithm and rewrite some algorithm or back up the algorithm and go to again learn. That is called reinforcement learning. Now come to our topic. Predominant role of mathematics. These are all the sum of the subjects. First one is linear algebra. Why the linear algebra is used in machine learning? In machine learning, we do or deals with scales, vectors, and matrices. So vectors, you should know about the features of vectors. So you should know about linear algebra. We want to work with the matrix. You should know about the matrix operations. What is the features of matrix? What is the structure of matrix? What is the type of matrix? What are the matrix operations? Otherwise, we wouldn't manipulate anything. For example, you can do vector matrix multiplication, like say logistic regression, neural network, or sometimes we want to find matrix transpose, multiplication. So if suppose you get a wrong thing, mean back to the propagation, back propagation in neural network. We have two different propagation. First one is the forward propagation. Second one is the backward propagations. These two propagations are very important propagations in neural network theory. In this neural network theory also, we need vector. We should need vector knowledge. Sometimes you need to take inverses of matrices. Or I say in computing the inverse of covariance matrix for fitting Gaussian distribution. Okay, so just we go with your vector. Just we find the inverse of matrix. Next one is here I didn't fix that thing, that is optimization theory is also very important. In this optimization theory, you may need to know how to take derivatives of loss function with respect to some parameters so that you can carry out gradient descent of optimization. This is very popular optimization. There is a gradient descent optimization. Here we can find the partial differentiation, that is in how many in which long in how long that function take changes with respect to some parameters. For example, tau is some value function, means the tau value may be differ by the time, may be differ by the some other cost, and so on. So you should know about the partial differentiation. So like this, we can suppose we want to solve and we want to put a graph, means you know about the line stretch. Next, you should know about the convergence. This graph falls into which point? So we should know about calculus. Next, the important concept is probability. What is probability and why the probability and statistics need here? When you're going with this machine learning, or whenever you want to doing machine learning, our output is not accurate, that is approximate. So here we can use possibility, we can talk about possibility as well as probability. So you should know about the probable as well as the statistics. So probability and possibility we should know about. That possibility is a prediction. Okay. Next one is statistics help you to count well. How many observations here when we take a mode, and what are the average descriptive statistics, and go with the next step. You can get a normal curve. Suppose your observation is right or wrong. So we can obtain so many distributions according your data set. According your data set. That is so important, because your data may be a constructed one or may not be. Even though that is a constructed one, again you can categorize it. That categorization comes to the cluster theory. Okay. Next, why we need these things means you need means and variance to better normalize your input data. You feed it into your machine learning system that gives the faster convergence. It gives the not accurate but nearby accuracy. Next one is very important thing is Fourier transforms. Discrete mathematics. Fourier transform. Why we need the Fourier transforms here? Actually, the Fourier transforms and so many operators are studied by the physics students. Physics students study that because in the signal processing field, you can use those transforms. You can use those operators which are studied or which are listed in our functional analysis subject. Using this Fourier transform, you can control your signal process. So usually you don't feed the raw input to your machine learning system. You should have some structure. Okay. Already I told you, your collected data may or may not be a constructed one. Suppose it is not a constructed one, just you go with the constructed thing. In which basis you constructed the data? First one, you ensure your data is correct, your data is valid one, your data is loyal one, and so on. You should collect all the data from the ensurable websites or ensurable field or ensurable parental hand. Okay, after that only you can go with your machine learning. So suppose your machine learning, your data for machine learning is raw, means first you categorize. This is the pre-processing. Okay, next we convert your data into the input module and go for some operations, and then you can produce some object. For signal processing, you can you would like to extract some features from input speech signal or image, because already I showed one diagram. In the diagram, the applications of your machine learning is image recognition as well as the speech recognition. So signal processing deals those two things. Okay, signal and image processing. Particularly, you want to perform machine learning for that. You should concentrate on Fourier transforms as well as the discrete cosine transforms. For research view, we can go with wavelet transforms. Next one is diagonal wavelet transforms and Hilbert transforms, and another one is Euclidean with Gilbert transforms, and so many transforms are there. These are all used in signal processing field. Okay, this is a very vast thing. That's it. So here I listed so many mathematics subject: linear algebra, calculus, matrix operations, statistics, probability theory, discrete mathematics. Discrete mathematics contains graph theory, matrix, in so many things. These are all the discrete mathematics. Suppose if you want to focus on mathematical theory for your ML, it requires some tricks. We wouldn't use all the mathematical concepts directly to perform your machine learning. Okay. Already I told your machine learning, if you want to perform a machine learning for any particular task, coding is not enough. Algorithm is the backbone of your machine learning. So what are the algorithms are present in machine learning nowadays? First one is linear regression. We should know that regression is a statistical method. Why we use this regression? It is used in finding relationships between variables. Okay, so linear regression is one of the regression based algorithm in ML. So it shows the linear relations between its variable. Suppose we take one straight line equation, y equal to mx plus c. So this representation is a line in mathematics. But in a point of view, in a graphical view, y and x are the axes and m is a slope and c is a constant. So in this view, you can perform your machine learning. So what are all the linear regressions are used here? Simple linear regression and multiple linear regression. Simple linear regression means we can use only one input variable. Okay. At the same time, multiple regression variable mean you can give a number of input variables. For example, simple linear regression can take this very easy. For example, the price of the house can be predicted by using just its size. Suppose if you want to go to tenant for 2 bedrooms, that is one cost. Suppose if you want to live with a single bedroom, that is again go to the next, reducing your living cost. So according to the size, your tenanting rate is different. So for multiple linear regressions means, suppose you want to buy a house, or if you want to find a house to live, we take some distance from your college or bus stop or whatever it is. So the distance may be compared with your college and your street, or college from your house, or your city from distance between your city and your house, or distance between your stop and house, whatever it is. So distance is the main thing, but the variables are different. Okay, so in the mathematical terms, linear regression is like as a one n functions. Okay, next one is logistic regression. What is that? Already we know about the value of log is 0 to 1, lies between 0 to 1. It only focused on probability. It is only focused on probability. Suppose we want to predict some resemblance between any two objects, go with this regression. Here we take one mathematical function. Okay, one mathematical function, 1 minute. That function is nothing but one minute, sorry. Suppose your logistic regression function is nothing but s of x equal to 1 divided by 1 plus e of minus f of x. Okay, this is the logistic regression. Here this function is a linear function. Okay, so this the logarithmic function of sigmoid function. What is a sigmoid function? Ln Sx divided by 1 minus s of x. This is that just we take cross multiple it and then we take the logarithm. So we get this one. Just we cross multiple it and take logarithm. So here again we have two different things. The first one is binary value, that is true or false. Number two, multi. Can you see the board, sir?
No, madam, no.
No, madam. No, madam.
Yo. Okay.
You just share your screen, madam.
Yeah. My screen is also not okay.
No, screen is there. If it is there, but you just share your desktop instead of sharing this PPT. Just share the desktop.
1 minute, sir.
Okay.
Okay, this is binary and multilinear functions. So here we go with the two functions. Okay. So next one is LSTM algorithm. What is LSTM algorithm? Long short term memory is the greatest substitute of RNN. RNN means that is a recurrent neural network. So this is a this LSTM algorithm. In this LSTM algorithm, we can use the feed. You can feed a forward neural network. Forward neural network means go with your networking problem. Okay, go with a networking problem with forward direction only. Don't come to the back end. So next here we can use only the short-term memory. The short-term memory term prevents them from storing data, just as like as a secondary memory in your system. Okay, we can store all the data in one place. We can remember those data. Just we can use the data at once and go to next one. So in addition, this neural network cannot memory prevents them from storing data. So this is a difference between important and less useful informations, that is called LSTM. In the this LSTM is only purely based on computer things. Next one, decision tree. Decision tree is a tree structure based ML. This tree helps in many classification techniques like CORT means classification and regression techniques. And this is based on supervised learning. Once you supervise this learning only, you can get the decision, not prediction. Okay, this decision tree using the Parkinson's disease deduction project, that project got super feedback. Next one is the random forest. Random forest is a collection of decision trees, and which is much bigger than the decision trees, because this is a collection of decision trees. Next one is artificial neural network. This is very important. ANNS, artificial neural networks. 1 minute. Reinforcement learning. I told K means KNN. Again, I come to this one. Okay, ANNS is nothing but artificial neural networks from base of deep learning algorithms. It based on feed forward propagation as well as the backward propagations. In this ANNN, we can use gradient descent for used in finding local minima of the function. So this is a mathematical part. Then we can use your natural selection in biology, go with evolutionary algorithm. And suppose you want to find some inheritance property and some crossovers in the same biology, we can go to this generic algorithm. This genetic algorithm is developed for so many sets. Next, I go with this reinforcement learning. Already I told, if your prediction is not good, go with algorithm again and do it the same with some markups or some modifications. Next, K-means clustering means you can group the same feature based on some same feature or same ambience or same environment, whatever it is. You can collect the data and categorize the data by any unique feature. In this K clustering, K means clustering, you can find interconnect or intraconnect and so many things. Using this K-mean clustering, you can make the feature selection. Okay, this is used in big data analysis. Next one is Navy Bayes. We know that what is Navy Bayes. Navy Bayes approach is again come to the probability based ML approach. It is a mathematical concept about period and posted probability. Period and posted probability. Suppose we take 1 minute. Suppose we write here C by X is nothing but the probability, conditional probability P of C divided by P of C. divided by P of X. Suppose the C is one boy called Caro. This Caro is an introvert person. He doesn't mingle with others. Okay. P of C is nothing but probability of this person to maintain a relationship with others. After some days, one new man come into this school or college and whatever it is. That man is yes, that is Xavier. But this Xavier is an extrovert person as well as the very friendly person. After his arriving, this Caro is also changed. He also friend with this Xavier after 1 or 2 days. So automatically this probability, that is X by C. Okay. This is the probability of Xavier with Caro. This is the probability of Caro with this X. So automatically it is increased in some situation in 4 or 5 days, or depends on some conditions, whatever it is. So after one observation, we can say this Caro's introvert personality reduced. So his personality just slide into ambivert. After some observation, we can say this Caro very deeply with Xavier, or this Caro extend his relationship with some other Yarni or whatever is Rani and Raja, whatever it is, his friend circle is very big. So his introvert personality turns into ambivert. After that, some observation, that ambivert personality comes into extrovert personality. So this technique is a classification method. How is Caro? So it has several advantages. It can calculate small data set with great accuracy. Easy to implement. So this is the posterior probability. This is a likelihood. Okay. So using, we can perform, 1 minute. You can perform such a algorithms in this machine learning by our mathematics subject, that is probability. Likewise, you can develop your own algorithm using our mathematics subject. This is open area because machine learning is a trending subject or field nowadays, because algorithm writing is a artful one, it's art. At the same time, you have some programming knowledge as well as the logical thinking, and you have a cognitive thinking, means you will be a good algorithm writer. That is so important. If once you write the algorithm very effectively, you can produce so many good results in AI as well as the machine learning. Already I listed out so many mathematical concepts here, but now we are talking only this statistics and probability theory. Okay. But the matrix operation is very, very useful here. So just go with the basic ideas of this linear algebra, calculus, and so on. Calculus is not only to find some differentiation, some integration. No, differentiation is one operator. Integration is one operator. Using this operator, you can generate so many operators which are presented in your analysis. But still now, we are looking for this calculus as a applied mathematics. But this calculus is very helpful as a main or core subject to develop the operators in wherever you want. So calculus, without calculus, we couldn't use any mathematical concept in anywhere in big way. So the students, you can able to do some algorithms, you just develop your knowledge to write algorithms, but the first step, you should learn the mathematics properly. Don't by heart the formulas, don't by heart the definitions, just we learn properly what is a basic thing, what is regression, why we use this, what is navy base, just we just memorize the formula for conditional probability. Just go with the conditional probabilities. Okay, this is the formula for conditional. Why we attain this as a formula for conditional probability? What is the conditional probability? Why this conditional probability using this machine learning? This probability is, sorry, conditional probability is used in k-means clustering also. Remember it. Next, KNN, K neighboring clustering is also, we can use this navy bias. Okay, so we can use our all the mathematics basic things to your any super field in computer field. So just I give a introduction to you. What are the things or behind in machine learning and why we use the mathematics in machine learning? What are the core subject or core role of this mathematics subject in machine learning? So up to that, I give very basic and fundamental. If we all meet in a regular way, you can do something with the hands-on section. But this is a ritual things. I think the hands-on section is also not good. So I want to stop here. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Gilbert Vani, madam.
Thank you, sir.
It was an elegant talk, and must all participants get some flavor about machine learning and what mathematics involved in there. I ask the students if you have any questions regarding this, you can ask now. Questions from students. Questions.
Hello, sir.
Shubham Bola. Talk, Shubham.
Uh, uh, can I ask one question to ma'am?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yes, madam. Uh, how the machine learning is beneficial for BSc students?
BSc students, you should learn your mathematics, very basic mathematics at your UG level. Okay, if once you get a proper knowledge at your UG level, then you can perform such a good task at your PG level. Okay, don't just go by heart anything. I am a UG student, what is the role of that? I am a PG student, what is the role of that? Please don't scale your UG or PG that are based on your canonical age. Okay, don't go with your canonical age, just wake up with your IQ. Okay, my humble suggestion.
And nowadays, kids are also doing some coding courses and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you, madam.
Hello, sir.
Any other question? Other audience?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Introduce yourself.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, there are no PG courses for this, means offered by colleges. They are mostly MTech courses in data science or MTech courses in machine learning algorithms that
Yeah,
are
yes.
only for the computer students. And if you have to do these courses, then we have to apply for the online degree program.
Yeah,
So
yes.
are there any
Swayam. Yeah,
uh, so my
Swayam,
question is that
Coursera. Yes, ma.
my question is that we have means we should apply for that online degree programs, or we should apply just now IIT Madras has released BSc in data science, and they also offer diploma in data science. So we means should we prefer that program or civil affiliated programs with colleges?
Burden. I wouldn't get your point.
Means
Uh,
upgrade
Ma'am,
and
what is
all that.
asking? Wait, Nikhil, I will ask. What is asking, ma'am? At IIT Madras, they are offering one online course side by side. One the students who are doing graduate from college, he can pursue degree online through online mode from IIT Madras. That data BSc in data science course,
Yeah,
and in
yes,
data
yes,
science,
yes.
R software, Python, machine learning like that syllabus is
Yeah.
there. He is asking that should he go for MTech in data science or these degree courses are quite enough to do.
Uh, again, I told data science is different. Data
Okay, okay.
science is slightly different. I know this month only, last 2 months back, IIT Chennai releases the BSc data science in online mode.
Yeah, yeah.
Every online courses will develop your knowledge. Okay, but if you want to shine in some particular field, you should select the courses depends on that field. That is so important. Second one, which is enough and which is not enough, there is no scale at all. If you want to shine anything, just you go ahead with whatever you want, you study.
And also tell some career aspects in regarding this.
Career aspects is AI. This
Artificial.
is artificial intelligence. Wherever we go with. Now we are talking about the biometric.
Yeah, yeah.
The biometric is fully guaranteed or fully constructed by the mathematical facts. So we should learn the mathematical concepts, why we use this, what is the structure of this. That is so many important. If once we learn the mathematics very properly, these sciences, these technology, adopt this technology is very easy.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions from participants? Ashwini Hundekar, Ashwini Kale, Divya Kulkarni. Okay. Have you any questions? Darve Gaurav. Okay, I think no more questions. I will hand it to my colleague, Professor Nishant Dubey, to say some more regarding this program. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, sir. So we are at the end of this case lecture. So I'm here to express vote of thanks to today's guest speaker, Dr. M. Gilbert Rani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Department of Mathematics from St. Arul Anandar College, Autonomous, Kurumathur, which comes under Madurai Kamaraj University, Tamil Nadu. Madam gave the detailed information about the glimpses of machine learning. So she started her lecture by mentioning that machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that provides systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. In her talk, she explained that machine learning uses the core subjects like linear algebra, matrix operations, statistics, calculus, discrete mathematics, and priority theory. and machine learning algorithm that can be divided into 10 core steps, so that already mentioned by the ma'am. So hope so this lecture is very fruitful to our students, and they can get the basic knowledge from this lecture. So I'm also thankful to the students who joined this lecture, and the head of our department of our research for arranging such a fruitful lecture to our students and colleagues. So once again, I thank to Dr. M. Gilbert Rani ma'am for delivering such a nice lecture. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, one and all, for attending this guest lecture.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you,
Thank
students,
you,
for
sir.
joining. So, okay, I'm going to end this meeting.